I'm Michael with New Way Health and Fitness. We're here with Dr. Phil with Impact Health, and today we're talking about part 2 of the trunk rotation.
Yeah. All right, so part 2 of what we were doing before with the thoracic rotation is going to be in a different position. Part 1 we did when you were on your back to really emphasize the control of the abdominals and the paraspinals and the core per se. But now this is going to be a little bit more for the mobilization, so it's more of a relaxing stretch type movement, but you're really focusing on getting the thoracic spine to open up a little bit more. So your mid-upper back, your rib cage, the chest, that's very important because a lot of people don't focus on rib mobility, and that's a big area because the ribs do attach directly to the spine and they attach directly to the chest area and the sternum. So as you start getting this to open up a little bit more, you're going to feel a lot more of that rotational component, which is what we were talking about in the video number 1. So the standing or the sitting position for this, or starting position for this, is basically you're going to be in a fetal position, hips at 90, knees at 90. You're going to be on your side all the way on whichever shoulder you're laying on, because you're going to do it both ways. Your start position is here. You're going to start with the top arm. That's going to be the rotating. So the reason why I'm blocking him here is to give him just a little bit of a guide so he doesn't roll his whole body. The whole goal is not to roll the whole body because it defeats the purpose of getting the rib motion. What you're trying to do is you're allowing the body to rotate over over the hips, so this way you can get the rotation of the trunk and the ribs. Now, one thing that you have to be very cautious about is you don't want to crank your arm back and lead with your arm to do the rotation, because you can put a lot of tension through the front part of the shoulder joint, and it can be very painful. So your goal really is to lead with your shoulder blade or your scapula. So as you're coming back, you're keeping that arm in that diagonal position so you can go through your chest, through the rib cage to the opposite hip, and you slowly want to work your way down towards the floor. The goal is not necessarily to get to the floor. The goal is pretty much necessarily to get the rib cage to open up by using your shoulder blade. And as you continue to do it nice and slowly, you may reach the floor, and that's quite all right. But the idea is really to get that rib mobility. You want to get all this to open up nice and easily. That's why it's done very lightly and very softly. You're not really getting aggressive with the motion. So you're not really trying to crank the arm down, because again, you don't want to irritate this motion. 3 to 5 times, 3 to 8 times, whatever you feel comfortable. As you continue to do, you will feel it start opening up. And again, since we've done it already several times with him, he's pretty much almost down to the floor. So if he's happy with this and he's feeling more open, then you stop, reassess, do it on the other side and try it. If it feels like it's too easy and you're already almost down to the floor, if you want to kick it up a little more, just take the top leg and give it a little bit of a straightened position. And then that just gives you a little bit more leverage, a counter leverage to as you rotate. So you see now he's a little bit higher up as he's going down. It's not going down as far as he was before, but he's got nice mobility now because we've done this already about 3 to 5 times. And there's your rotational trunk core exercise.
Now you're going to feel it in your lower back the more you do it.
The further you go, yes, the further you go, you can potentially do that. That's why you have to go slow. And again, listen to your back. If your back's starting to bite, then you want to back off. You don't want to get as aggressive.
It wasn't sharp. It was like when you stretch anything, you start to feel it.
Yeah, and you may want to flip over on the other side and do it bilaterally, so that this way you can get both ways moving. And you just may be a little bit stuck in there, so you could have some feelings like that. But that's why this is done very slowly and very controlled. So you're not doing the ballistic type whipping, because that's what's going to hurt. You want to be controlled with the whole thing.
Right. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching. Thank you, Dr. Phil with Impact Health. Let us know what you thought about the video. Either click a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. More importantly, don't forget to click subscribe.